Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Necropolis Hollywood. This is our first Wraith the Oblivion 20th anniversary edition. That's a mouthful. Game that we've run here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. Wraith is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I've been really waiting to get a chance to play this, and it's here. I've got some great players. We're going to jump in and get started. Just want to give some folks some advice about this game. Some of the topics may be pretty heavy. You're dealing with characters who have died and have now become ghosts. There may be some references in some of our games to self-harm, abuse. The world is not a pretty place. The world of darkness is even worse. We try not to go overboard here on the channel with things. We tend to fade to black on some things, but I like to just give people a heads up on this game. If some things bother you, please be sure to close down. Maybe come back if you give us, when you're ready to give it a chance. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. My players and I have all gone through our safety guidelines. They'll let me know if something gets a little too heavy for them. And overall, the idea is to have fun and run a great story for everyone. But I just like to give folks a heads up for that. That's the HR person in me. I got to warn people about these things. Anyway, let's get through that crap and let's talk to our players. So let's talk to Minty first.
Hello everyone, I'm Minty Bow, and I will be playing maybe life of the party is not the right term, but the unlife of the party, folk singer Terry Holtz.
Alrighty. And Maura.
Hi, I'm Maura, and I'm playing Natalia Calloway, and she's a pop star.
Okay. And a new person to the channel, a friend of ours, Ninad.
Hi, I'm Ninad, and I'll be playing Shaggy, heavy metal drummer.
Okay, so we've got really kind of an interesting bunch here. I do see them forming a band at some point, but it'll be the argument about what sound they go with. It could be, maybe something like baby metal or something like that. Maybe they'll just all kind of merge into kind of one sound or something like that. But let's talk a little bit about where we're set. We are starting off in Hollywood, California. It is November of 2023, and it's a Thursday night. Busy traffic night in the early evening. Lots of people. If you've been to California, there's always traffic somewhere, and it's a particularly heavy night tonight. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to focus on each of our characters. They're all musicians. They've all got things they're going to do. They're all, different levels of activities they've got. But what I'd like to do first is find out what they're doing. Where are they going? Are they driving? Are they being driven? Let's pick on somebody who looks like they're not ready yet. They all look ready, actually. Let's start. Where's Shaggy going on this evening?
Shaggy is, well, he's driving out to kind of talk to people at a possible venue.
Okay.
He's riding on his motorcycle somewhere on the way to. Yeah, certainly he'll be on the way to a venue, kind of a bit away from where they all stay now.
Okay. They're all on a California 170, which is a highway that goes through Hollywood. Does he wear a helmet? Anything like? Tell us what Shaggy looks like.
Shaggy he's a heavy metal drummer. He actually looks like one. He's about 6'2", 6'3". Okay. He's got a lot of tattoos. A lot of them done by his friends, so they actually not that well done. Quite a few piercings. Okay. Once again, done cheaply. Basically, he finds people who are in training and just lets them practice on him.
Oh, good.
So once again, they're kind of fine, but they're, for example, slightly skew, and if you look at them closely, you notice they're not quite done perfectly.
All right. So he's on a motorcycle.
He's riding without a helmet. Although I'm not sure what California helmet laws are, but he doesn't have one anyway.
Okay. He's too cool to follow those kind of rules. So
exactly. Yeah.
All right. So he's riding on a motorcycle. Let's talk to Terry. Where's Terry heading this evening?
Terry is currently in a not too luxurious passenger van with some other up and coming musicians that the label just recently picked up or is trying to shuffle out the door. The opening acts for musicians that people currently care about. And they are preparing for debuting their first single of their new album.
Okay. What's the album? What's the single called?
The single is a folk track featuring a eerie harmonica solo, and it's called "Never Live Forever."
Ah, all right. How fortuitous. All right. And where is our friend Natalia going?
Natalia is going to go to her studio to record her third album. And Natalia has red hair and light green eyes. She has a very classical, glamorous look.
Is she driving or is she being driven?
No, she's in the limo. She's being driven.
Oh, of course. Okay. All right. So the traffic, as we described, is getting rather heavy. From the van, Terry can kind of glance out. And, is Terry driving or is he? I forgot to ask. Is he driving or is
Terry
he?
Isn't driving. They have their harmonica like in a case to the side.
Okay.
And they're just humming their lyrics, making sure they're tuned up. Just not looking out the window.
Okay.
It's kind of cramped in here, and some of these people apparently they rocked and rolled a little too hard and didn't roll into the shower. They're trying not to like focus on that. Gotcha. Avoid the present moment.
If this was called Cthulhu, I'd have you make a sanity roll. But okay, when Terry's kind of glancing out, he sees that there's a lot of stop, start, kind of usual California traffic, and Natalia, you're probably in the back. You can't really see you can see through the glass in the limo, but you're probably not paying a ton of attention to the road because this is kind of that typical Friday night traffic. Shaggy, what kind of motorcycle driver or rider are you? Are you the I'll stay in my lane and be a good citizen, or are you one of those assholes who decides to ride the lane right between lanes of traffic?
Well, when it's like traffic, when it's stopped, he will ride between the traffic. So
okay.
If the traffic's actually moving, he's normally fairly considerate. But if traffic's not moving, he will just take the shortcut.
Okay. Seems like there's a up ahead. There's a disabled car that has been slowing down traffic, but as you guys are getting towards it, it looks like it's finally starting to clear up a little bit. They've kind of gotten the car off to the side, and the road's starting to open up again a bit. As you get past one, and this is going to be more for Terry. As you kind of glance out, you see you're kind of getting past an on ramp, and there is a silver Tesla comes darting off the road and kind of enters into traffic, and they cut somebody off and they kind of swerve over to another lane. Shaggy, you kind of noticed the same thing. You were kind of riding the line, and when you see this Tesla kind of swerving in, and Natalia, your driver has to like tap the brakes quickly. He's like, "Oh, sorry, ma'am. It's a nuisance of a driver up ahead of us."
That's quite all right.
And it's always a damn Tesla, of course. So, now, Shaggy, you see that this driver now has kind of darted ahead, and they look like they're trying to play the game with the, let me see which lane is going to be faster, and I'm going to try to, and which doesn't seem to be working very well in this traffic, but they still seem to be kind of darting in and out. They kind of swerve over to the left. Terry, you kind of see that, and the person who's driving the van is just like, man, that guy's going to kill somebody up there. They really ought to just chill out a little bit.
Damn, ain't nothing worth getting that much of a hurry for.
That's when you notice your driver takes a big hit off his joint. He's like, That guy's gonna kill somebody up there, man.
Yep. Oh, it is.
The traffic actually does start to thin out a little bit more, and that's when Shaggy, you notice that this silver Tesla kind of starts to fishtail a little bit. And he just kind of gets over to the right and just kind of fishtails just a little bit. What would you like to do?
Actually slow down and just. How wide is this highway? Can I just go get like a wide
it's a 6-lane highway, so I mean it's 3 on your side. So and they've kind of gone like all the way across from the far left lane now over to the right. And as they get in the right lane, they kind of fishtailed a little bit.
Yeah, slow down and go in the left lane. I'm just trying to keep away from this guy.
Okay. Terry, your driver decides he's going to try to pass. And he's like, I don't know, man. I just want to get past this guy. He's just really...
might not be the best idea. Just hang back.
Oh, man. It'll be all right. I just like to get people like that. Just get them away from me. Natalia, your driver notices this van starting to kind of pull out to kind of cut by. So they're gonna try to get by. So let's roll some dice here. The Tesla swings back into the lane and blocks the van and the limo behind it, so they can't get past. Terry's driver's, oh man, come on. Maybe I can get over in the right lane and get past them.
Or just slow down, let others pass us up.
Let's see if they listen. Let's see.
Listen here, I'll play the harmonica. That is a threat.
They aren't listening to you.
Damn it.
Let's see, Natalia. Your driver kind of backs off a little bit. He's kind of like,
Okay.
All right, I got an important person in the van. Now the Tesla now starts to swing back towards the far left lane. And I believe, Shaggy, you were going to try to hang back a little bit.
Yeah.
But now they're kind of drifting over towards your lane.
If I can, slow down and just let them go their own way.
Okay. And that's when the Tesla guns it and tries to make a pass, tries to head back towards the middle lane, and is going to try to jump ahead. And we're going to roll some dice here. Ooh, well, they fishtail again, and they slam into the back of a pickup truck that was in that middle lane. Shaggy, you see it first that there's now been, the Tesla has now hit this pickup truck, and the back end starts to skid into your lane. I can give you a chance.
Time to break.
Yeah, I can give you a chance if you would like to make a dex and drive roll if you'd like.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
Let's go with just standard 6.
2 successes.
Okay, you managed to kind of dart kind of to the right a little bit of the of where they're starting to crash. Now I'm gonna see if Terry's driver though sees this motorcycle coming. He does, but he jams on the brakes for whatever reason.
I was about to say, we got to score 1 for Captain Grass, and then now my ass is grass because of him.
And Natalia's driver kind of glides back, kind of quickly and deftly kind of heads back towards that middle lane. But then when the first 2 cars hit, another car hit them. And now I'm going to let Shaggy make one more roll to see if he can get around it.
Okay. 2 successes again.
All right, yeah, he kind of dodges in between them.
Yeah.
The van is now going to get hit from behind by the limo. You feel a large bump hit you from behind, Terry, and you feel your van starting to get pushed forward. Natalia, your limo has been hit by some, or actually your limo hit the van, but in your mind they hit you, and you get thrown forward. You're probably wearing a seatbelt, but you still feel yourself get thrown forward. Shaggy, give me one more roll, and this is going to be at a difficulty 7.
I'm going to actually try and block. There's a shoulder. Okay. Still 2 successes. And the ones to subtract, or?
One subtract, yeah.
Okay, then 1 success.
Okay, 1 success. You clip the end of another car, and you are now thrown from your motorcycle. You catch a split second of going over your handlebars, and then there is nothing. The cars that had hit originally are now compounded by 6 more cars behind them. Terry, you feel the van was hit from behind and now starting to tumble on its side. You can make a roll if you would like to try to brace for impact or try to loosen up, but I'm going to give you a chance to do something to again, we're all in those split second moments where you're like, oh shit, what do I do? But give me an idea what Terry might do.
They got no time to think. They've had some rough tumbles before, so their best bet, brace for impact and hope for the best.
Okay, give me I just want to give you a chance. Let's do stamina. Maybe stamina and athletics.
Guys,
difficulty 7.
Look, this is going to be totally fun. I got 1 success.
Okay. You don't break your arms, but you are thrown heavily to the side as the van is tumbling, and you hit your head on something, and then it goes black. Natalia, you have your seatbelt on, but your face is heading towards the driver's screen. You can try to brace for impact, or you can just relax. It's a split second thing. What you have your choice.
Brace for impact.
Okay. All right. So give me a. I think we were doing stamina and athletics.
Let me look at my character sheet. Where would stamina be?
It's over on the left. It is under physical.
Oh, okay. I have something in stamina.
Yep. Looks like you have 2.
So I'm just rolling these dice. I don't.
Yes.
Use these.
Yep. And ones will subtract any successes you have. So.
I got an 8 and a 9.
8 and a 9. Okay. You hit your head roughly on the screen. You feel something crack. You're not sure if it's the glass, if it's your forehead, and then it goes black.
Awesome.
Now, if anyone had failed, you would have lingered for a little bit, and then I would have probably started to describe what was happening to your character. You all basically survived that in that regard. You went black, and you don't know. You didn't feel anything. Let's put it that way. We are going to move forward a couple moments where Shaggy finds himself laying on the pavement. His arm is like hanging off a fender of a car that's like been ripped out. When you open your eyes, you almost feel like there's something like a sheet or something like a cloak or something in front of your face. Like you can feel it pressing on your face, on your eyelids.
Try and get it off me.
Okay. Yeah. You kind of start peeling it off, and yeah, we start with a TPK, of course. In Wraith, we always start with a TPK. Yeah, you peel, and it almost feels like not sticky, but it's almost like a sheet. Like you have to like pull it off you.
Well, pull.
Okay, you
Try and
pull it,
rip
and,
it off
and
if I can.
yeah, you're almost like kind of like ripping it off you, and you're kind of having to like pull yourself out of this. As you kind of come out of it, you see you're on the highway. You're on 170. You smell smoke. You smell gasoline, and you feel gravel like on your knees. But when you look around, the world is not quite as bright as it was just to you seconds before. You're looking around, there's wrecked cars, you hear the faint sounds of someone yelling out something. But and when you kind of look around, you see all the cars behind you lined up, crashed, crumbled on their sides.
I assume that I've got a concussion. So, yeah.
Okay.
Check myself, see if there's anything broken, anything missing.
You don't. Nothing really seems to be broken, but you kind of maybe kind of touch your flesh. It feels almost kind of rubbery, kind of squishy a little bit, not quite as firm as you remember.
Okay, look around. Is there anybody else there? Ambulance?
There is. You don't see anyone else, but you do hear the sounds of sirens approaching, of ambulance, fire truck, and you see an Astra van off to the side. It is a little bit behind you, and this van is like crumbled, and it is flipped over onto its top. Behind it looks like half of a limousine.
Okay.
You see the front half of the limousine is buried in the smoldering pile of wreckage. The other half is like almost like been sheared off, and the sheared off part of the limo is by the van.
Do I see any people that need help?
Not yet, no. And we're going to switch over to Natalia. You wake up from what you think is waking up, and you feel something similar. You feel like some kind of layer or something, like some kind of sheet is on you. You can see through it, but it's like right pressing up against your face.
I'm gonna rub my temples.
Okay.
I'm probably also gonna assume I have a concussion. Can I check myself for like injuries? Obvious injuries?
Yeah. Yep. No roll necessary. You look around, your hair's kind of disheveled, but you don't feel anything. You don't see anything necessarily broken. You kind of, what you can tell, you're like, well, I probably have a concussion, but I'm okay. You are in the limo, but when you look, you're like, this isn't the whole car. You can see where the driver privacy glass is like shattered, and you can kind of look at, and where you would normally see the driver's seat is gone.
My first instinct would see if I could figure out where the front half of the remote would have
Okay.
gone.
You can give me a let's just go with good old wits. And there's no alertness in this one, is there? Yeah, there it is. Wits and alertness, please.
Okay.
And it's going to be a difficulty. We're going to go with 6.
If I have 3 in that, is it just still 2 dice?
No, you're going to roll. You have 3 wits, so, and you have no alertness. You're just going to roll 3 dice.
Okay. 3, a 2, and a 6.
Okay. 3, a 2, and a 6. You can't necessarily see where the front end is. Your angle is very obtuse. Very the word, can't think of the word. You can't see out.
Okay. Okay.
It's been a long day, folks. But what you do see is on the other side of the seat from you, you see a crumbled up body.
Does it look familiar?
Kind of. Well, you still have the stuff on you, but you can see that there's something there.
Can I try to take the stuff off?
You can, yeah. And it's gross. You kind of peel it off, and as you peel it off, you now see the world is in shades of gray. There's still color, but everything's muted. And crumbled up on the seat across from you is a body that, well, was dressed like you and looks like you, and their head is at a really weird angle, and their face is the forehead's torn up, and you see this heavy stream of blood rolling down their face.
I'm gonna pinch myself, make sure I'm not dreaming. I guess I'll go investigate the body.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Put their neck back in a normal angle.
Okay. That sounds like dexterity and medicine. Because if you're trying to here, let me see if I can help them.
I need more dice. I have realized. I have 2. So 3 points dexterity. And what was the other one? Medicine?
Yeah.
Oh, 4 dice. Awesome.
Okay.
Because you're trying to be clinical about it. So
9, a 2, a 3, and a 2.
Okay. You can kind of touch the head. You can't quite move it. You're kind of touching it, but you're not able to affect it. It's not even like, it's almost like your fingers kind of go through it in a way. So you kind of go to grab it, and it's like nothing's happening.
Natalia's gonna draw her hands back and try looking around for someone else, because obviously
you can hear what sounds like sirens approaching. You hear the faint sound of somebody calling, "Help me! Oh my God!" Like very distant. And we're gonna switch over to Terry now. Terry, you kind of have a similar experience. You wake up. There is some kind of gauze or something over your face. It's almost a suffocating feeling. You smell smoke. when you tear that off, the world is in shades of gray. There's color, but they're very muted. And you are in your van, and you can see bodies around you, but there's still kind of like smoke or something. You can see that the bodies are right there. How many people were riding with you? I think about 4, you said?
Oh, it was a packed van, so there was probably anywhere from 6 to 8 in there.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't move very far. So you feel the weight of bodies in there, but you're able to kind of move around them somehow. You're almost kind of like squirming out of this pile of bodies that aren't moving.
Yeah, we're just squirming out of the meat pile. It's fine. They're gonna be crawling, not even like trying, like hands and just like dragging themselves, trying to get out through one of the busted windows, just cussing out the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, the front windshield is broken out. Are you going to try to climb out that way?
Yeah, they're gonna try and crawl their way out, however long it takes, because they don't know what the fuck's happened at this point. They got knocked out after the van flipped. Something could be on fire. They could be about to blow up.
As you come out, your friend who had been driving, you now see their body. Steering wheel has like crushed in their chest. Apparently there was no airbag, and the steering wheel is just like crushed in their chest there. But it's like you're still seeing them through like a fog. Like you can see them, but you can't touch them. But you are able to climb out of the van. And
Can I see him?
Yes, Shaggy, I was going to say, you see someone climb out of the van.
I'll rush over and try and help him.
Okay.
I'll pull you out.
They'll hold out an arm.
Are you okay?
Oh, I don't know. Not exactly a Sunday picnic over here. How about you?
I seem to be okay. Is there anybody else in there? Looks like the driver was still. I checked the driver's pulse.
You can't. Your hands can't grab anything. It's almost like going through them. Yeah.
Okay. Can I feel his pulse? Or?
Nope. No.
Okay. Oh. Well, hear sirens. I think somebody's on their way.
Natalia, you think you hear somebody talking? Like, besides the screaming you've heard in the distance, you hear like some voices talking.
I tried to find my cell phone. I assume I don't have it.
Okay.
Going to immediately start trying to get attention.
Okay.
Making noise.
You didn't flip over, but if you try one of the doors, it feels like it's jammed up against something. Like you can't open the door.
Do we see her or hear her?
You do not, no.
Can I climb out of the car? Like,
yeah,
it was sheared.
Exactly. I was going to say, as you can slither out the front if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. And that would be Terry and Shaggy. You see this woman climbing out of the half of a sheared off limo. She's kind of climbing over the seat, or what was left of the seats.
I go over and help her pull her out.
Terry's a bit confused by why they don't feel more pain than they should right now, but maybe it's just the adrenaline. It's fine.
There are now fire trucks pulling up.
I try and wave them down.
You can hear them. You hear voices talking. about a multi-car accident. You do hear somebody screaming now. Before it was kind of some low moans. You hear something, ah, my leg.
Natalia's kind of gonna be in shock and maybe mutter about seeing herself. She's not gonna be very loud about it.
Shaggy, when you hear Natalia say something about that, you get this instinct to turn around.
Okay. And
Now, I'll give you a chance to look if you want to. You don't have to.
I feel like I don't want to, but I can go ahead and look around.
Okay, morbid curiosity, yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's good.
Wits and alertness, please.
Sorry, I have to check what that is.
And Terry, you'll be able to do the same thing if you wanna peer back into the van. You can.
I got to. I got
I mean,
to.
I'm probably just lining the road, so it should be easy to spot.
Yeah. Shaggy's is
A
going
lot
to be
of
slightly
days.
easier.
All right.
And I managed to get. I rolled 6 dice and get 0 successes, so I don't see anything.
Okay. You see maybe a foot sticking out from underneath a truck.
Mm-hmm.
If you really wanted to look long enough, you might recognize the shoes.
Actually,
might
try.
not.
Do I see?
It's up to you.
Is the fire? Is that a firework?
There,
fire-
yeah. The
you
fire
go.
trucks are starting, or they can't get through yet because the car's just all blocking the entire
Okay.
road. Terry, do you want to look?
What's my difficulty, Captain?
Difficulty 7 because it's a pretty crowded van.
All right. Look, it's gonna be fine. Everyone, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. I got 1.
It's just a mangled pile of bodies. But you thought you saw maybe like a beanie cap or something that looked familiar.
Probably just fell off when you.
When that thought first comes to their head, they're just going, all right, so head injury, hallucinating all this, it's fine. Fine. Right now, they're probably just pulling us all out right now. We're just, I don't know, I'm one of them psychics, group hallucination. I don't fucking know.
The on the road there are you see shapes of people moving from the fire trucks heading in your direction.
I try and wave them down. Hey, over here!
They actually just run past the three of you, and they're starting to look at the cars, and it's just cacophony of activity. They're starting to swarm around, but no one seems to notice you guys.
I'm gonna go over to one and try to tap them.
Okay. Let me look at your character sheet. You do not have anything that would allow you to make physical contact. There is a specific arcanoi for that. So you kind of, hey, you're not able to touch them.
Yeah, I also try to grab one and assume my hand goes straight through him.
Yeah. I do not believe anyone has outrage.
Nope.
Yeah, outrage is the one where you can actually physically touch somebody. You can physically affect the world. So you guys have other things, but you haven't quite figured out how to do those yet. So
yeah, Terry's trying to do the same, and when their hands like pass through, they just kind of go,
yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you...
I'm gonna go over to one of them and tap them. To Shaggy. I'm gonna go over to Shaggy and try to tap him.
I assume I feel that.
You do. You feel that. Yeah. You're like, I turn around like, what?
I'm gonna look at my hands like, something's not adding up here. Like
Give me an idea. Now that they are deceased, what do they look like now? I mean, they can look similar, but I want to know if anything's changed. I know Terry has probably changed slightly, as we can see. But yeah, let's start with Terry. See, what when someone looks at you now, what do they see?
It's a new foundation. Didn't you notice?
Had plenty of time to apply it.
When someone looks at Terry, if they knew them before, it's probably a very drastic. But even if you didn't know what they looked like before, it's a younger, masculine individual, and now their entire body is covered in sprawling, blotchy bruises. It looks as though they took not just a whole bowling ball, but a cannonball to the center of the face. It's all purpley and red and looks like dry blood. There's several gashes in some places. There's even one in their arm. If you look close enough, you could swear you could see a little bit of muscle in there. It looks as though someone tried to like pluck a chicken and then go bowling with it, and they got a turkey out of it.
How about Natalia? She was a attractive young woman. What does she? What do the others see now? They can be the same. It's just, you know.
Yeah, still mostly the same.
Okay.
She's gonna be paler than she was. Everything's like a little bit muted.
Okay.
And she might have like a small scar on her forehead now.
Okay. How about Shaggy? Should have worn a helmet. So.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of obvious now that he should have, because like the left side of his face is kind of completely matted.
Okay.
Yeah. His so also he's actually looks slightly taller. He used to be quite a tall man, but he now looks like he's about 6'4", 6'5". Okay. And something that, well, none of you would notice this is very remarkable, but he's got lots of tattoos, but he also now has a set of spiderweb tattoos on his neck, which he's never had. Okay. He hasn't had before.
And if someone were to describe it to you, because there's no mirrors here, you'd be surprised to see these changes. Yeah. But for the moment, you're like, hey, I think I'm still me, you know.
Exactly. The other thing is he doesn't blink. Oh, is that? Actually, don't think about that. I kind of yeah.
So the three of you are standing on the road watching people attend to the injured. There is a fire has started in some of the cars, but it's like you're watching it from the other side of a screen somehow. It's there, but you're not there. Mm-hmm. You do hear, though, this sound from the other side of the highway, heading kind of back towards that on-ramp where you had seen that car come in. And it sounds like a howl of like some kind of creature. Like nothing you've ever heard. Like, you're like, oh, that sounds like something out of a horror movie. It's this ghastly howl from behind you.
Gonna turn around really quick. Yes.
Yeah. You can look. You don't quite see anything. There's still kind of this heavy cloud of smoke that's been, the wind is kind of blowing it, the smoke away from where you were down the highway, but there's just this enormous howl.
Okay, let's get closer to the emergency services.
And if you were going to judge, you're probably like, sounds like that's probably about 40, 50 yards away from me.
Well, I don't know about y'all. Pleasure to meet you, Terry Holtz. Now, that sounds like a whole lot of bad shit. So as long as we're all in this little group brain trauma hallucination, I say for our sanity we go that way.
Green. But wait, I'm Shaggy. We just calls him that.
Natalia Calloway.
Well, nice to meet you both. I wish it was under a better situation.
Yeah. I'm starting to think this is not an actual joke. Special effects are sure look real, though.
Well, it wasn't for my set. Well,
Okay, go ahead.
They just kind of like clap their hands together and are a little bit perturbed that they were expecting them to go through each other. Well, let's go.
If you kind of turning towards the direction where you are, you'd be heading back towards the fire trucks and where the crew came from. And again, they're scrambling around you. Somebody actually runs through Natalia. And you get this feeling of life, like warmth, like as they run through you. Just for this, this feeling. Oh my God! Like, what is that?
I'm gonna freeze up, and then look back at them.
And they actually stop and just kind of glance back for a second and go, and then keep running towards where they were headed. They just give this little shiver.
Did you all see that?
Did we?
They probably would have seen it.
Did I see it? Yes. Is now the time to discuss and figure what that was? I think not.
Do we hear any more of that howling?
Yeah, you hear another howl. It sounds like it's getting closer.
Agreed. Start heading out.
As you start heading towards the, you're getting close to like passing by the ambulances. You see a figure walking forward, and they look solid to you. They look like they're not behind that screen or whatever you're seeing. It's a man probably in about his late 40s, kind of has kind of balding head and kind of hair slicked back. And he has some old kind of wireframe glasses. One lens is just like slightly cracked. And he's in, looks like an older suit to you. I mean, if you had to guess, you're like, looks like something out of like the 1940s or something. And he's walking forward towards you. And it looks like he has a clipboard in his hand. And he's just kind of writing some things down. And then he kind of stops as he sees you all. He's like, "Oh, well, very well. Good to meet you. How are you? He appears very real to you."
Well, I think we need some medical attention. Everybody seems to be just ignoring us. Are you with the ambulance crews?
I am not. I am not with the ambulance squad, and I hate to break it to you, but it is part of my job. You three unfortunately have passed on.
That's impossible. How am I talking to you right now?
I am one of the restless dead, as you are now.
Wasn't the whole thing like rest in peace? Either you go up the pearly gates, hell, or there's just nothing. I wasn't told there was going to be this, after image bullshit.
Well, and he kind of, well, some of us linger on because there's business that's not taken care of. There's something that keeps here, but I can give you a much better answer once we've gotten off the road. My name is Mortimer Foley, and I wish I could give you a better answer, honestly. But you have passed on. And now is the beginning of your kind of afterlife. And he kind of chuckles a little bit. Now that sound, that howl, has gotten much closer.
What's that?
And he kind of looks at me and he goes, "Oh, that would be some of my coworkers."
You work with those things.
Do you want to turn around?
Yeah, I do.
Do I want to? No. Do I have to? Yes.
Okay. You turn around, and there is a figure with a helmet on. It's like this black metal helmet with these little shades of green on it. And they were looks like almost all leather, it looks like. And they're holding a chain which is attached to some sort of creature. It looks like, and I hate to say it, if you've ever seen in Ghostbusters, the two dogs that are guarding the temple,
Oh, yeah.
very similar to that, except it has more of a human face, and it's on this thick black metal chain, and it snarls and goes, "Argh." And Mortimer says, "I'm sorry about the Centaurian here, but we do have to maintain a way of tracking the newly departed, and this poor creature is about the best way to help find any survivors from an accident. But you are quite safe with us. What I would like to do is gather your information and bring you back to our processing center in a different part of the city."
So we have to fill out paperwork?
There is. We gather the dearly departed based on their sadly the way they died, and you three have died in this accident, so you will need to come with me. And that's when you hear from the others, even behind him, you hear a woman say, "That's bullshit. You don't have to go with him. Get away from her. Get away from them, Mortimer." Looking past him, you see a woman in a gray coat with kind of white top underneath. And she's probably about 6 feet tall. She has like shoulder length brown hair. And she's kind of marching forward behind Mortimer. She says, "You were told, Mortimer, that you're not to poach in Hollywood. Get your hierarchy ass out of here and get out of our territory." And Mortimer kind of just pulls his clipboard to his chest and says, "These three are victims of happenstance, which means they are claimed by the Emerald Legion."
By the what? Is that like the...
And the woman keeps marching forward, and she says, It's some government shit they do with the dead. He doesn't apply here. They're not supposed to be here." The beast on the chain takes a really heavy growl and jumps forward at the woman. And she seems unimpressed by the creature. And she walks forward. She says, "My name is Sarah, and you have died in Hollywood, the Necropolis of Hollywood, and you are welcome to stay here until you sort out your business. You don't have to go with this asshole. All he wants to do is put you in chains and pound you into a coin."
Sorry, what?
A coin? Like a soul coin?
I think I've heard that expression before.
And Sarah goes, I don't know how you know that, but yeah.
To answer that question, probably seen it somewhere. Probably video game or movie rat.
2 points in occult. So.
Second, what the fuck did you just say about turning? Hold up. Now, first, I got. Sorry, us three. Hello. We got the huntsman over here with the hellhounds.
Mhm.
We got funeral director that looks like they just came out of Final Destination, and man, we got you. And I'm sure y'all nice, but you look straight out of some sort of like copy paste stock photo of corporate woman bullshit. No offense to you, that's just what I'm seeing it. And I still have not processed the fact that I'm fucking dead. So if we could get a little lore, little prologue, the intro sequence, so we can get a little bit more information here.
She says, well, you died in this accident, but you didn't go to heaven, you didn't go to hell. You're here, kind of in between.
Like limbo?
She shrugs. She says, yeah, I guess that's one of the terms some people call it.
Fantastic. I can't be here. I need to get back home.
There's no going back, honey. Mortimer actually seems like he has a watch on, and you can see it is like a tarnished gold watch, but he looks at it and says, if we're done with the theatrics, Sarah, I really would like to help these three get settled in back at the Citadel, so that we can help them begin their new lives. Excuse me, just we call them lives here, but maybe afterlife is a better way to describe it to you.
It sounds like you're putting us in witness protection. That's just
And Sarah says, yeah, they claim you because you're just property now. You're just assets for the hierarchy. You can go with him if you want. Be slaves for however long time, till the next storm. Or you can come with me. I'll take you back to the Duchess, and maybe we can answer some of these questions for you.
Two questions, two things. One, storm. What storm? And two, who is this Duchess?
And she kind of points over, and you see from the road a hotel, probably about 12 stories, that stands in the same location in Hollywood, off Lexington Avenue, that you remember a hotel called the Duchess. It's kind of an old, built in the 1940s, maybe the 50s. It's one of the older hotels that used to be very famous back in the days of old Hollywood. It's kind of not as chic and fancy as it used to be, but you see it now, and it looks. It's got cracks in it. Some of the windows are broken. The sign up top still flashes with some fading neon green. It says the Duchess. So you recognize it, but that doesn't look like the Duchess you used to drive by, when you'd be coming through here. It's in the same spot, but it looks different. And when you look down, you do see a lot of the same buildings, small shops, things like that. But then you see some other structures that you don't recognize. You're like, hey, there was a pharmacy there, but now there's this 5-story tower there.
Okay.
Ask me more questions and answers. Okay.
Various people now start to run by you. Shaggy, someone runs through you, and you get this instant feeling of like warmth and life, and it's very unsettling when somebody like runs through you because they apparently didn't see you coming. Now you can, as people are moving, you can dodge them. I mean, you see these shapes coming. So I mean, if you see someone heading your direction, you can step out of the way because you're starting to notice, and Terry, the same thing. It's a little unsettling when someone walks through you. Somebody goes with a stretcher and goes through your leg. So you're starting to notice that in a way you are interacting with the world, but not in ways that you're used to. You're really
Mortimer,
faint. Okay.
Mortimer, Sarah,
Mhm.
look, even Centaurian, get back there. Could you all give us just a little few minutes, just a quick little round table with just three of us? Because we need to all, safety numbers, just all be on the same page.
Mortimer taps his clipboard and he says, "Of course. Could I have your names just kind of before we wrap up?"
So if we give you our names, do you have like power over us here or something like that?
Like the Fae?
Yeah. Not giving you my name.
He doesn't say anything.
Probably steal it from me.
That's creepy.
Sarah kind of just walks back and she actually just kind of leans against the van. against Terry's old van. Just crosses her arms and just waits. But they all do back off, and even the guy holding the beast kind of drags it back. So
Terry's kind of gesturing for the other two to like close in to maximize distance.
I'll go with Terry a little bit reluctantly because all y'all are strangers to me.
Yeah,
but you seem to be in the same boat as I am, and not like Mortimer and Sarah.
Yeah, I don't know what those two are on about.
Right. So we got two options: either Sarah Connor, who managed to escape Terminator, or Mortimer Goth minus Sims add demon dogs. And I'm not gonna lie, the Dutch is right there. We know where she's taking us to. I don't know where he's trying to take us to. He asked us for info and ain't giving none back.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the Emerald Legion?
Yeah, the hierarchy of the Emerald Legion, soul coins, or that's what Sarah said he wanted us to do. This is all very overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, as much as I like the Hellhounds, I don't think I really trusted Mortimer guy.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. Is Shaggy looking at Mortimer?
Well, look at him, yeah. Kind of glance over.
And folks, this is when you see a player put on sunglasses. This is going to be when their shadow is active. So, and Shaggy's shadow is active.
You just hear a voice in the back of your mind as if it was a whisper. You should have had a suit like that. You'd look a lot better than you are now.
I'll kind of look around and see if there's...
And you can't, and only you heard that, Shaggy.
You good there? Someone run 3 again?
So what?
Did someone run 3? Okay, you know what? Never mind. So, I have an idea.
Oh. Yeah.
I feel as though if we just straight up say no to him, he might come for us later. But if we just say, what was it?
The Sarah woman said he or they, the Emerald Legion, whatever they are, weren't allowed to poach in Hollywood or to be in Hollywood. So maybe he
Are we in the middle of
can't.
gang war or something?
Seems like it. It certainly seems like it. Very much not to be involved in some gang or.
I ain't got no problem with gang stuff. That's just not my cup of tea. But hear me out on this. We don't tell them just no, never. We just tell them for now, since it's closer, more familiar, go to the Duchess. And if we change our minds, we'll let them know. Polite way of saying no?
With people guys like that, it's better just to say no, otherwise he'll keep trying.
Well, what happens if Mr. Creepy Bozo is the devil we know and Sarah's the devil we don't? We gotta keep our options open because I don't think we have time.
You're gonna have to explain that phrase to me. Because I don't know it.
Oh, you didn't go on the other side of the Mississippi River and you laugh. Okay. We'll have less than time on that later. But I'm not gonna say nothing that y'all don't agree to. Because I think all three of us need to stick. What do y'all want to do?
Sticking together would be good. I like the idea of the Duchess is right there.
Yeah, and then we can. And we're also near my people. I mean, I still want to see what's going on with my bandmates, and I'm sure you all have families somewhere.
Yeah, I need to get back home to my daughter. I need to see what's happening.
Well, my folks ain't from here. Don't really keep a lot of touch with them at the moment. Thought they were supposed to be coming for this, but well, nothing to come to for today.
It sounds like a helicopter above, and if you glance up, you can see that there is far above. There's some kind of news helicopter. There's a spotlight kind of shining down on the pavement. Mortimer, Sarah don't seem to pay any notice to it.
Out of morbid curiosity, how much of a wreck is this? How many cars is piled
It probably
up?
looks like about 12 cars. It is a big pile up.
Fun.
You do see again, they were crews coming in and out. You see them starting to cut into cars, the jaws of life. I mean, you hear some moans from people. It's bad. So
this is all a little bit too much. I would like to not be on the street.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's.
Sarah, then?
she kind of looks up. She's like, "Yeah,
I think we decided we're going to go with you.
Okay.
Miss Duchess.
Great." And she kind of walks over to Mortimer, flips him off, and says, "Get out of Hollywood." Mortimer taps his clipboard one more time. He says, "Well, I just want to let you all know that you will be welcome anytime at the Citadel. My name is Mortimer again, and the Emerald Legion would be proud to have you all as new friends." He steps past you, walks to the masked guy, and says, "Come, Clarence." They spin around, and the guy's like hauling this giant beast is snarling, scratching, and they kind of wander back into kind of some of the further wreckage and into the smoke.
See, Morty, just follow the Elbic Road. I'm sure you'll find the place. That's Emerald City, but close enough.
And Sarah says, "Thank you for trusting me. I'm not gonna steer you wrong, but they're not supposed to be operating over here.
So
Hollywood."
are you guys like ghost gangs or?
Ghost gangs.
She says, "Why don't you guys follow me?" And she starts taking you back towards the ramp, that on-off ramp. Yeah, there's even just like in the world of the living, there's politics over here, and there's people who gather themselves into gangs, you could call it, for strength. They mark out territory. But this section of Los Angeles, Hollywood, is been under the protection of a different group. There was a group of ours who were known as Old Hollywood, and they were the spirits of old actors, craftsmen, people who really believed in the craft of filmmaking, of music, and we gathered ourselves together for strength, because we didn't want to be ruled by a government, by a thoughtless bureaucracy who would just treat us as pawns. Some of us, she kind of says, some of us were stars, and a lot of people believed in us and dreamed about us, and that's what keeps us going here, is people's memories of us. And sometimes the things we did weren't good, and sometimes that's the reason we're still here. She's kind of guiding you down this off ramp and then down to the sidewalk. You recognize the street, Lexington Avenue, but again, you're seeing what maybe what was a pharmacy, maybe like a CVS pharmacy, but now it's all cracked and there's vines overgrowing the walls. The sidewalks have huge gouges in them, as she's kind of taking you down the street, and she's taking you towards the Duchess. You recognize where it was, but now it stands almost looking like a castle, amidst these broken buildings. There's still cars going by. You still see people that you recognize as the living. They glow brightly when you get down here. You can see them, but you can't touch them. They don't seem to see you. And anytime you get near like a there's a bench for a bus, and they have billboards in there. All the faces are skeletal though. Everything's just got this feeling of death about it. But there's still the breeze, there's still the evening, you can feel all that, but it's like there's just a world you can't touch.
It's very disconcerting.
Anyone could see that Harry tries, when they pass by what should be a street food vendor, tries to reach out and grab something, and they just go straight through it.
Yeah. And the guy kind of goes, but he's kind of looking around and Sarah goes, "You can't touch them. You can't
I was going for the food.
You don't need to eat anymore."
No, that makes life simpler.
All you need to do now is try to find out what's keeping you here. because typically not everyone comes here, but there's some reason, there's some purpose, something you didn't finish that's keeping you here. We can explain that more, but you're dead. The sooner you come to grips with it, the better. And if you want to go off with Beetlejuice back there, back to the people with the Book of the Dead and all that, yeah, you can fill out paperwork and be part of their hierarchy. You're welcome to it after you've settled in, but it doesn't make it any better.
Great.
So nothing's really changed.
And she kind of chuckles. She's, yeah, you're going to find that some of the same shit from that side follows you over here. But who we are, who we see ourselves here is how we saw ourselves. Bumps and bruises all. You're gonna find this is what you really were. And sometimes that voice is gonna talk to you and try to tell you otherwise.
The voice?
Yeah. You'll find out. Hopefully not too bad, but you're gonna find out, unfortunately.
Fun.
Great. I get to hear voices in my head. That's gonna be good.
Don't worry, we'll be best friends.
We're the three best friends. No, anyway. Takes you up to the steps leading into the Duchess. There is a. They look like at one time they were nice, firm granite steps. They're now cracked, but the front doors aren't quite as glamorous as maybe they might look on the other side of the shroud. There's 4 sets of opening up doors. They're more like gates now. And there is a older gentleman sitting out front, in kind of like an old bellhop's uniform. And he kind of watches you guys. He kind of this long beard. He kind of watches you guys walk up, and he says, "So, sir, got some new ones from the road?" She says, "Yeah, they're gonna stay here for a little while." She says, "Guys, this is Charlie. He's the kind of like the night watchman now." And he's like,
Yes.
he's like, "Welcome." Could somebody give? Actually, I want to have everybody give me a
Wait, why do you need a night watchman?
What's that?
Why do you need a night watchman?
Oh, and Sarah goes, "Oh, you'll find out. We still get some assholes wandering around here." Everybody, give me a wits and occult roll, please.
Aha! So glad I went and got more dice.
It's gonna be difficulty 6.
2 successes.
Okay, 2.
Goose
0. Okay.
I got a 9, a 5, a 7, a 10, and a 0. Like,
Yeah, 0. A 0 would be a 10.
Okay, so 2 successes.
Okay. Shaggy notices that the old guy, Charlie, seems probably a little bit stronger than he appears. He's got he's not a swagger, but he's just got a bearing to him. And you notice he's got, looks like a golf club or something next to him. But it's got, the head of the club is this wicked looking black metal, like obsidian. And it kind of reminded you of the helmet that guy was wearing.
Mhm.
Okay. Natalia, you notice all this as well, but you swear you saw something shift in his eyes as he walked by. There was like this darkness that kind of shifted through his eyes as he just was there just for a second as he watched you, and then it was gone. Who is Natalia's shadow?
Me.
Natalia, within you, when you saw that darkness, something just twitched inside you. Just this little subtle feeling of like recognizing something.
Do I have any idea what I recognize, or just that I recognize
But you're
something?
just like, that looks really bad. And then at that same time, some stirring of recognition within you notice that. Like, recognize, like calls to like. Let's put it that way.
Oh no!
Because you rolled really well, so yeah. So, but it's not something if you hadn't rolled so well, you wouldn't have noticed. So.
Okay. I'm going to pause for just a second and then keep going.
Okay.
And make a mental note of that.
Charlie opens up the gates and allows you to step in. The inside lobby is.
How did you do that? I thought you couldn't move anything.
And he'll show you. He says, "No, this is stuff that's on this side, fella."
Oh.
He's like, I lost his voice for a second. There's stuff on this side, fella. And there's chains, but it's things that he can move. He says, because this is on this side.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Is that why it doesn't look like it would on our side? Like faded?
Yeah. He says, it don't look like this on the quick side.
The hell is quick?
Ah, son, that's what they call the living.
Mm-hmm.
We're the dead, they're the quick.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
That implies that we're slow, and I'm not sure I appreciate that comparison, but
sometimes they just call us the restless, I guess. I don't know. We're just all dead, right? But while you're here at the Duchess, we'll keep an eye on you. You'll be safe here.
So safe from what? We're already dead. I mean,
those hound things, maybe.
Oh, you seen a Bargeist?
A what?
Bargeist? Yeah. Those hierarchy assholes. They'll take people and they'll make them into those things.
What?
When they don't got any use for you, yeah, they make you into tools.
I'm glad we're here. So you're saying if that we went with a mortar guy and he didn't have a use for us, we could have potentially turned into one of those?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, usually they want wraiths to be civil servants, messengers, all sorts of shit like that. But if you piss them off, you piss off the right one or the wrong one, yeah, they'll make you into a doorstop or a coin or one of those things. They're gonna tell you over there everybody's got their place, their job, and and that's up to you. I mean, I guess you could say this is my job, but I like what I do here. I feel like I'm free here. I don't got somebody telling me, oh, I gotta go down into the catacombs and go looking for some specter who's causing a problem, doing this shit or that shit. I stay here. I make sure nothing bad gets in, and I spend my time here.
Noted. Lots of information tonight.
Looks at Terry. You got a question, son?
You know what? If I asked every question in my head, I feel like it would just be pouring out of an endless pitcher. So I'm not going to waste any of our time for that tonight. Actually,
All
what time
right.
is it? It's hard to tell.
He's like, it's hard to tell. He's like, if I had to guess, he's like, I don't know, maybe like 11 or something. Time doesn't mean anything over here. I mean, we see the sun come up, we see the sun go down, just like you did. We don't need to sleep over here, though. You don't need to eat. It can get downright lonely here. That's when you find. And Sarah went in, and then she's coming back out, and Charlie's like, you find out what was most important to you. You can. He's like, if you're lucky, you can find your family. You can find out what's going on with them, but it's not always easy because, well, you're gone.
Natalia's eyes are gonna get like a look in them once he sees family.
They say you're not supposed to interact with them. You're not supposed to talk to them. And that's when Sarah comes, and he just kind of straightens up, and he's like, okay, Miss Sarah, they're ready here for you. She's like, thank you, Charlie. And she kind of gestures. She's like, why don't y'all come in?
I'll follow.
Okay. Everyone else following? Okay. Yeah, you come in. The lobby is probably 2 stories high. I mean, it's a huge open lobby. There's still like a check-in desk. There's some worn out furniture. You do see behind the desk looks like a human person, walking by, like they're leaning at a keyboard. But there's also a young woman with a kind of a short haircut. She's dressed in kind of an old uniform. It's almost tailored like a man's suit, but she is kind of behind a desk, behind that same desk, and she has this old book in front of her with like a pen, and there's really no one else in the lobby. You do hear like the sound of a vacuum cleaner kind of far off, but at this time of night, the moment there's just the check-in clerk you can see, and then there's someone behind the fog who's kind of moving around. Sarah says, I'd like to get some information from you, not like Mortimer. I don't need your real name. I don't need to know any of that. But I'd just like to know a little bit about you before we kind of formally welcome you here to the Duchess. So tell me, and she looks at Shaggy, and she's like, so you some kind of rocker or something?
Yeah. I play with Supreme Burial.
Supreme Burial. She says, I can't say I heard of him. She's like, I was always more of a Eminem and pop music myself. But Supreme Burial, okay. You got family?
Don't really speak to my parents, but they're still out there. I was kind of hoping to talk to them at some point again.
Okay.
Guess now I know well.
Okay.
But I mean, I've got my band. They're like my family.
She looks over at Terry. She's like, tell me about yourself.
Well, came in from Southeast U.S., wanted to make it big as a folk singer.
She's like, you kind of look familiar. Have I heard you in anything? Seen you in anything?
Before I signed up and was about to release some stuff, I had a couple features. I was part of a Johnny Cash tribute a year ago. That's what got me signed. Before that, if you ain't been bouncing around blues bars and the occasional country or folk night somewhere, probably not.
She says, I was in entertainment myself. And she looks over at Natalia and she's like, you look really familiar.
Natalia Calloway, pop singer.
I think I heard of you. They play you on the radio?
Yes, I was frequently on the radio.
She's like, yeah, because one of the housekeepers always has a radio, and we can hear these things, but it's real kind of faint. But I remember hearing your name. She's like, sorry to meet you on these kind of circumstances, but you're here now, and there's a lot to unpack, a lot to try to understand. But for now, you're safe here from the storm. We'll get you settled in. I can't say all the residents here are always the most friendly, but if you run into any problems, you tell me, you tell Charlie. We're gonna set you up probably tomorrow at this rate to meet with the lady, and she can kind of decide what kind of help you. And she kind of pauses. She says she can help you decide kind of what you want to do.
And does she often have good suggestions for new arrivals on what they should do?
She does. She can, it's kind of hard to describe, but she can read the strands of fate and see what led you here and what is going to help you find what's keeping here. She says, you know that old Ebenezer Scrooge movie when he's talking about those chains that tied him down?
The Jacob Marley?
Exactly. She says it kind of works that way. There's reasons, there's physical reasons, memories that keep you here. And I think the lady can help you find out why you're here.
Oh, thank you for that information.
All right. Well, sorry. I think my ID was in my other body. So do I need that to check in? And they'll go to pat their pocket as if, like, I'm going to make a joke, but then their face kind of changes because they feel something in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see, because I'm looking at all your fetters. None of that is anything Terry would have on him. No, nothing for. There's nothing you guys are carrying on you that would be like
Actually,
one of your.
I've got a relic which thought was my pair of my
Okay.
not my drum kit.
Yeah. Now that's not necessarily on you, but it is somewhere. Yes, your drum kit. So
but I've got the relic which is the drumsticks.
Mm-hmm.
In my pocket.
Yeah. Okay. You do have your drumsticks with you?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
like I've got the
Okay.
relic too, so I
Okay.
think that
Yep. And they
yeah.
are intact. You're still in your back pocket. Somehow they
it's okay. They survived the crash.
yeah, and they are.
That's
I
good.
mean, and you can feel them. They are on this side of the shroud. So Sarah gestures over to the desk. It says Nadine here. We'll help you get checked in. We'll get you all rooms. They should be empty. The hotel isn't that busy this time of the year, and you're welcome to stay through tomorrow after you meet with the lady.
How do we pay for the hotel?
Tonight's on the house.
But you do have to pay for it.
She doesn't say anything.
Ain't nothing free, I suppose that's fair.
She kind of sighs and says, I hate to say everything does have a price, but we'll get to that depending on what the lady says.
Sounds good.
Nadine is a rather timid figure, and she just holds out the pen and she says, would you mind signing in? And whoever wants to.
Yeah.
And it just asks for your name and hometown and length of stay. Just three. And when you glance at it, the last entry is dated like 3 years ago. And the name just is Dirt. And hometown is looks like maybe like San Bernardino. You can't quite make it out. And length of stay just has like a question mark.
I will also put question mark for my length of stay.
Okay. And when you sign it, the ink goes from wet and like seems to dry up like automatically. And it's almost like when you think of like a computer screen when things are grayed out and you can't change it. That's what the book does after you sign it.
Harry will sign, and they will put for their hometown of Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
I'll sign it, put down, just leave the hometown blank.
And after Shaggy signs it and it turns gray, you would swear you heard that book sigh. I guess.
Even the book is actually.
Oh, Nadine just goes, just kind of shrugs a little bit. You don't, and she has these keys for you, and they are literally like skeleton keys. She says, you'll want to use these to open the doors. Once you get used to kind of moving through things, you can go through without them, but lots of folks in here are a little private and don't really like people walking into their rooms. So just use these keys, and she hands you each these black metal keys, and they have numbers on them.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, you can take the stairs or the elevator. You might have to ride with some of the other guests. Just Try to give them their space if there's anybody in the elevator, though. And you guys each have your own room. I haven't even thought about the numbers. We'll say, tell me what numbers you guys want, and be on the it'll be on the second floor. So
13.
13. Okay, so 213. Okay.
212.
212. Okay.
Okay, I'll go for 214.
Okay. All right. So you guys get into the hallway. The lights are faded. Some spots seem like their bulb is gonna burn out. You each get to your rooms. There is an old. You can see where there would be the modern card swipe and the handle, but replacing that card swipe is this old black and gray lock, and that's where you would assume you would put your keys in.
I will put my skeleton key in and open my door.
Okay. The room is empty. It has a single double bed. What you would usually expect in like a modern looking hotel. The drapes are like they're covered in mold. There are marks on the walls, almost like marks in the paint, maybe like a small dent in the door. The room feels not really alive, but that there's memories here. When you come in here and you're like, this room has seen some things. Exactly. And you actually all feel that when you step in your rooms. Shaggy's room doesn't necessarily have mold on the drapes. The bathroom, though, he can see himself in the mirror when he goes into this bathroom. And there are burn marks on the sink and on the countertop, like someone had left a cigarette there. The bathtub, you see what you're like, is that a freaking razor sitting on the edge of the bathtub?
Is that which side is the razor on?
It's on your side, but you can't pick it up. If you go to touch it, it's almost like part of the bathtub. Terry, your room is not much more cheery, but it is. You do see a mirror. Actually, you all have mirrors in your bathrooms, so you can all now see yourselves. Terry, the closet. All the hotels have little closets. I think you hear whispering, and the closet is very, very, very faint sound of whispering.
You know what? I'm gonna mind my manners. If there's someone in this closet, would you like to come out, or will I need to open the doors and ask you face to face?
It goes quiet, but then you hear this like little tiny sniffle, like someone was crying.
We are going to try something.
Okay.
I think in this moment, Terry's just had enough of the bullshit, enough of the drama.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Everyone's on this modeling series of unfortunate events, like fatalistic bullshit. So Terry's just gonna sigh, start humming, and we'll actually start to sing.
Okay.
And is going to accidentally pop off keening.
Okay.
For our audience, the specific thing Terry is doing is called mood music.
Okay.
Evoke emotions through music is one of the basic arts of the chanteur. All right, spend 2 pathos. That's not going to bite me in the ass. I can already feel it. And they'll start humming along and then singing like a folksy tune. And you know what? Just for shits and giggles, a very hopeful rendition of Man of Constant Sorrow.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Since I'm playing Terry's Shadow,
Mhm.
could I like do a shadow thing?
Sure.
Okay. You are incredibly off key.
And you heard that voice speak, but
Let's see how bad it throws Terry off.
yeah.
Oh! Is that a good O or a bad
O? You know what? I'm gonna make it fair and say that the interruption probably canceled out something, so I'm gonna knock that down just 2 successes, but
Okay.
they succeeded at DC8. 2 successes, and anyone who can hear through the walls or anyone who can hear, it's just soft, hopeful. I may be a man of constant sorrow, but if there is one promise, I will see like God's golden shore.
And the other characters do hear it, which is very faint. But you're like, and you feel almost like a little bit of comfort from that. You're not quite sure what it is, but you're like, for tonight, this might be all right. In the closet, you've just sang to it. You haven't opened it. You haven't done anything.
Maybe they need their alone time.
Okay. There's no more sound. It's just quiet now.
Alright, so either I just got insulted by a closet and I proved it wrong, or I'm starting to hear the voices Dave was talking about. Alright! Great! Oh, this is fan-fucking-tastic. This is better than Catfish on Sunday! Okay. They'll stop, deep breath, and then immediately to one of the other 2 rooms. I'll leave it up to y'all. Which one of y'all is hearing a frustrated Terry trying to knock and not knowing if they go through the door or not?
This you do. You're able to knock. There's something on this side that is tangible to you. So I'll just roll a die, figure out whose room it is. Natalia's. I hear this knock, knock, knock.
I'm going to open the door because I have not gone near the curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still fairly close to the door.
Just like mid knock when you open, she's like,
Terry. Hi. That was your name, yes, Terry?
Yeah, Terry. Also, fun fact, I don't know if you were in the process changing labels or not, but one of the labels that you were at or currently were at or all that, we're the same label, right? I just got picked up by them.
Oh, I did not know that. That's an interesting coincidence. You said you just got picked up by them?
Yeah, like after that Johnny Cash tribute, they asked me to play a couple songs, took me in for training and expanding the brands. In reality, I think it was just a pity thing, but
Oh, probably not. They have been talking about expanding a little bit now. But yeah, I did hear about that Johnny Cash tribute. I didn't go, but I heard about it. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Also, congrats on going platinum. Okay, this is awkward because we're ignoring the elephant in the room. You don't have an elephant in your room, right? I had a talking closet.
I'm so taken aback that I laugh, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. That was just You talked to a closet?
Well, Closet whispered and started crying. So I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm tired of all this like early 2000s, like everything is doom and gloom kind of bullshit. Figure, you know what? Yeah, let's sing to a closet. I'm dead. I can do what I want. Stop crying.
That's certainly a positive outlook. Did the closet do anything after that?
One of two things happened. Either A, it did tell me I was off key, which annoying, or I'm starting to hear that little voice they talked about Sarah did on the way down, and that's disconcerting. So the reason I'm here, instead of just letting you get settled in, we need to get a game plan together, and I'm gonna get that one. But
The one called Shaggy, yes. Yeah, game plan would be great at this point.
Want to do this in your room, mine, theirs? Where we gonna go?
We can do it in mine. My drapes, curtains, whatever you want to call them, are not great. So I don't want to go near them.
They take one look.
Yeah, I'll open the door and step aside so Terry can see in.
Oh, they don't go it, but they look and they can see it from there. So we're gonna do it in mine. Okay. All right. Would you like to come with me to get Shaggy? You want me just to let you in mine, or
I'll come with you. It'd be a little bit weird going into a room without the occupant.
Shaggy? Same to you. Knock. I
open the door, like kind of cautiously, wondering what's going to do.
Mid knock. All right. I was about to say I'm glad you didn't go to sleep, but I guess we don't need to sleep.
No, I'm wondering why we have rooms.
I was also wondering that.
Yeah, my room is a bit weird. There's a razor blade stuck to the bath.
I'd rather have that than my moldy curtains.
You know what?
Well, it's not like you get black lung or...
Well, I serenaded a closet, so you know what? I guess I didn't get off that bad. Look, Shaggy, right?
Yes. You guys want to come in?
Actually, I was gonna invite y'all to mine because
sure.
I don't know if we can get fungal infection here, and I'd rather not be near a razor blade bathtub. So you know what? If we have a fourth member in a closet that just wants to listen in, I think that's the best.
Yeah. You guess ghost fungi? I'm wondering.
Is there a laundry service in the afterlife? Probably not.
Well, they may clean rugs. They just got to beat the hell out of them.
True. All right. To your room then.
Terry will show the way. They'll open the door for him, hold it open for him, because they are not sure if this is a old you cross the threshold or situation.
The vampires.
Y'all, welcome in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Door shuts, locks.
So, is this the closet?
Is it crying?
I think the closet is.
Yeah.
Is it crying?
No, you hear no sound.
Yep, that is the closet. Now, that's not the point of college over here for, but so I'm not going to make assumptions on what people do or don't think or do or don't know. So I'm not going to assume anything on that. But here's what I know, and kind of seems like everyone's got something up their sleeve. I get it, keep your cards close, but when we're playing up against them, even if we're being helped, I like having a game plan. I think all three of us in the same boat. Maybe we should not do like their gang shit they were saying, but a pact. Say, hey, until we all get settled and our shit, we watch out for each other. Go on this as a trio and not just solo artists.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'd rather not be by myself figuring this out. Which,
Really? You'll be fine by yourself. You have me. We'll get out of this together.
Talia's gonna look around like,
And the other two do see her kind of like stop and kind of look around, like she's reacting to something that you didn't notice.
I look at the closet just in case.
Terry also looks at the closet.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the closet too.
Okay. Do you want to open the closet or?
I was about to ask Terry if he opened the closet yet.
You know what? I figured they needed their privacy, but at this point, Terry will just knock on it.
No response.
I'm respecting your autonomy by letting you know ahead of time, but I'm asserting my authorities as this being my room and opening you anyway, and opens the closet.
Okay. There's nothing other some hangers, that kind of thing, that are on the other side. But at the very bottom of the closet, there's a coin. It's it's the shape of maybe about like a silver dollar, like that size, but it is all black. But you can see it sitting on the bottom of the. And if you pick it up, you hear this very faint moan. Like,
Is that one of the coins that Sarah was talking about Mortimer would eventually turn us into? Those soul coins?
and on the coin there is the image of, looks like a very distinctive man. You don't recognize the face, but it's like the side profile of a very distinctive man.
They'll pass around for everyone else to inspect.
When you each touch it, you feel the weight of it, and it does it because of this little tiny slight moan.
Can I attempt to do some sort of check on it?
Sure.
I don't know.
You can do a intelligence and occult if you'd like.
I'll do that.
I flipped it when again.
Okay. Yeah, you all can try it if you like.
An 8, a 6, a 1, and a 4.
Okay, so the ones are going to cancel out any success. Are going to cancel out one success. You got one success. How did Shaggy do?
That didn't work. Sorry, I wasn't wrong. Is it intelligence plus occult or?
Intelligence plus occult.
I had one more die. I miscounted. I have 3 and then 2. 8.
I got 2 successes.
You got 2. Okay. And was Terry gonna try or?
Terry has 0 cult, and at this moment,
Okay.
I think that they didn't realize they were spending like some energy into that singing, and they kind of feel like, poof, I feel out of
Gotcha.
it.
That's
So
fine.
they're just like, fuck it, I'm not.
One success tells you that this is definitely something supernatural. It does tell you that, yeah, this sounds like what Mortimer was talking about, some kind of coin. 2 successes, you're like, this isn't just a coin. This is someone. There's a soul here. Can't tell who, can't tell what, but you're like, this coin is alive in in other words. It's, it moans, it reacts to touch. And Terry, you're like, you calmed it down. Now, why this coin is in your room, you don't know, but your singing seemed to have like calmed it down a little bit.
serenaded a coin.
Hey, it wasn't in your head. You heard something. Definitely something.
Yeah, you heard a coin. Should we have like 2 coins each to put in our eyes or something like that?
Oh, yeah. What was that from Greek myth?
Yeah, I think most of us got about as close to a Viking burial as we can get here. All right. So
now what? I mean, do we just wait until to see the lady, where she might be?
Yeah, when is that gonna happen?
It would be the morning, so this is probably a good spot to wrap up for tonight, and then we'll pick up episode 2 with meeting whoever the lady is. So how's everybody feeling?
I like it.
Good.
The dice is taking a little bit of getting used to.
Okay.
Because I can't really tell what constitutes a success or not.
Well, what it is if the difficulty is 6, when you roll your dice, if you get a 6 or higher, if it's a 7, then you need a 7 or higher. Ones will negate successes. So if you rolled, say, 3 10s and you had a 1, then you the 1 would take away 1 success. You'd have like 2 successes. So
okay,
it's not too hard a system to get used to.
Okay.
If you have more ones than successes, then bad things happen.
Yes. Yeah. This system still has a function called botch, where if you get 1s and no successes, it's kind of like a critical fail in like Call of Cthulhu. Like something bad is going to happen if you botch. So.
Do you get critical successes?
Yes. Yeah. I think in this edition, 10s you can reroll. I'm trying to remember.
I think
so
it was like if you had the specialty, 10s explode, or is that?
Yes. Yeah. If you have your specialty. But yeah.
A tiny bit similar to the Star Wars RPG then.
Yeah.
Just more simple dice.
Okay. And again, I'm getting used to going back to these rules because I'm going back from V5 to this to the, I'm all over the place. So I appreciate people being patient as I look things up and check things and that kind of thing. So, all right. Well, I think tonight went really well. I appreciate you all joining. I've been itching to play Wraith forever, and now we're rolling. So let's go ahead and wrap up for the evening. I want to thank anyone who's been joined us tonight. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to our channel. Anybody have anything they want to plug, they have going on, they want to advertise?
I'm going to go see Matthew Mercer this Sunday.
Oh, that'd be very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Where's that at?
That's at my college.
Okay.
He's doing a Q&A, so entertainment department,
Nice.
production department got him to come in.
Alrighty, that sounds like fun. I'd like to meet him sometime.
Yeah.
Anybody else going?
Now you got anything?
I don't.
No? Okay. Well, tomorrow night we're going to be running Atomic Age Cthulhu with Maura again. And we'll be, I think that's episode 5 of that. And next week we have 4 games going on. It's ridiculous. Monday the 13th, we have the final episode of Blood in the Water, our Vampire Chronicle. So that'll be Monday at 8 p.m. Wednesday, we have a special one-shot Call of Cthulhu, which Nanad will be in, called The Show Must Go On. That will be our Call of Cthulhu series, or not series, just a one-shot for that. Next Thursday will be episode 2 here of Necropolis Hollywood. And then on the 17th, that's actually the last episode of the Red Scare. So lots of stuff coming up in the next week. Be sure to follow us on social media to see what's going on and all that. I'm really tired. It's been a really long day, so I'm going to just stop rambling and wrap up the game. we will see you all next week. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.